so give us a quick rundown and then any questions you got for me.
So as I said yesterday, I'm a brand designer, and I'm kind of like struggling, I guess, with the whole social media space and like, I guess, finding my clients, getting more consistent leads. So I had to like kind of stop doing what I was doing on my own and kind of take a full-time job because of that thing. So I guess my question is, like, as somebody that's like just starting out and has limited funds, how do you go about like buying ads?
So like, the thing that I did is I actually, like, do you pay your rent on your own?
No, I split the rent with my brother and sister.
Okay. So you probably spend like less than $1,000 a month in rent? Okay, that's good. So that was the first thing I was just saying is like fixing that first so that you don't have this like big amount of weight on your back. Getting into ads though, it's like if you're working a full-time job, now you have to go from 6 o'clock at night to 11 o'clock at night building the thing to replace the 9 to 5 income because now you have a time constraint based on income. So like what do you do full-time?
I do like customer service as well as graphic design for a side shop.
Okay. So like what do they pay you every month? Okay. So like if it's like
definitely under the 5K that you were talking about.
Okay, so let's just say it's 3. We're not gonna say the exact number. Okay, let's say it's 3,000. You're paying less than $1,000 in rent. Do you have a car?
We have 2 cars, but I don't pay for a car.
Okay, so no car. Do you pay for health insurance? Are you under 26?
I'm 26.
Okay, so you're probably paying for health insurance then.
Yeah, part of it. You get like, if you make under a certain amount, you get like.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So you basically have like $2,000 to like play with. I mean, what I would say though is like, I would take half of it and invest it into the business and half keep as like the savings piece to be able to get yourself out of the hole of having the job. Like when I quit my job, it was when I had 10 grand in the bank.
Okay.
That's when I decided to quit because then I had enough for like, you know, a good 3 to 4 months of living expenses. That was what I looked at. I was like, if I have 3 to 4 months of living expenses, then I got to make money in 120 days. And that's the way that I looked at it.
I was thinking of doing the low ticket offer because I can offer like several different ideas for low ticket as a designer, like social media templates or website templates.
Yeah.
Many things. But the thing is like the ad spend we're carrying. So do you think it's better if I like save money before like actually going into that?
I mean, the thing that I would say is that if you're willing, like the way that I would test offers that you know will sell or not is if you, let's say you spent like $50 a day for 3 to 4 days and you don't get a sale, then you scrap it and you go to the next offer. And that's how you would test to find the winner. Like just $200 an offer and just test it. Like, okay, $200 here, does it work? All right, let's change the offer. Now it's not website template, it's social media calendar kit or whatever. All right, test that. Okay, you're gonna find a winner eventually. Like more of the ad spend is spending to find the winner. It's not about just spending. So if you spend to find the winner and you just also just hold you more accountable to find what works and what doesn't. And that's what I would more so implore you to do because I think that I would do cold outreach and go to local businesses and I would just like, see that's the shit where I'm just like, I would just go to local businesses and I would just rebuild their site for free. Like that's what I did. When I first moved to Orlando, I did a free website offer through cold email and I did it only in Orlando. And I was like, hey, I'll build you a free website if you sign on for $500 a month. And that's how I made 6 to 7 grand a month. I just built the website. I just put a lot on the line. I went to Fiverr and I spent $100 per website and I had someone else build it and I ate $100 plus the cold emailing costs. And then I was hoping that if I spent $150 that I would get the customer to sign up. Like that's what I did. That was my biggest offer. And I would just run into the local business and I would just close them on $500 a month, which was like their hosting, editing the website, social media posting, like that's what I did. And that offer worked for a while. It was just very tiring once I got the 6, 7 grand a month because building those websites and shit was just like, it was a lot of work because they wanted a lot of edits. I just think that a lot of the answers to our questions are just like doing more. Like, I know that sounds so cliche, but like, there's small things that I did in the beginning of my journey that really helped out a ton, which was just eating shit and just like spending all the money that I had. Like, I was okay with going to zero. I was like, hey, if I go to zero, then I can value what a dollar means to me. And that meant a lot more to me. That's the thing too, is that you're working a job and then afterwards, like, that's what I did too. I had 3 jobs and then I played college tennis. And then after college tennis, it was like 7 to 9 o'clock at night. From 7 to 9, I just knocked on barbershops. And that's all I did because I knew that barbershops were closing around 7 to 9. And I just knocked on barbershops and I would just walk in there and be like, dude, I'll pay you for a haircut, right? Because I want to get a haircut done. But then like, I would then say, hey, listen, like I do websites, like I'll build yours for free. And then I would always give them a fat tip. And then they would just not say no to me. It's called reciprocity. It works very well. Like that was one of my selling methods. It worked very well for a while.
But like, how did like giving that free websites make you went back?
Reciprocity. So they see a hungry person run into their business establishment when everyone else around them is just asking for money, and they're just like, this fucker didn't ask me for anything. He wants to build me a free website. Like, I'm gonna give this guy a chance. He seems hungry, like he wants to get shit done. And it's the number one rule of like reciprocity. Like when you give something away, someone wants to give something back. Like it's just, it's normal. Like we're testing that next week. Unfortunately, you guys weren't a part of the test, but I'm testing next week. Like we got Atlanta and we have 900 signups. We're probably gonna fill the room. I'm spending 10 grand on food to feed everybody. I'm gonna see if paying for the people's food is gonna increase sales. So we're just gonna spend 10 grand and fucking hope for the best. So it's this thing where like, I know it's gonna work though, but it's fine. But like not everybody wants to just be sold. They wanna be given value. Also, here's the thing, like you're in the branding space, I'm telling you right now, like you don't need to build the websites, by the way. You go to local business, you optimize their Google My Business profile, and then you get like someone on Fiverr to do it for $100. They're gonna think it's better than the bullshit that they got right now. And that's how I won. And then after the website was done, I got it done so fast, and they were like, holy shit, how'd you do that so fast? I would get it done in 3 days because Fiverr, it's 2-day deliveries. So I'd get the site done in 2 days, and I would send them the mock-up link, and like you're in person, so they can't run away from you. That's the other piece. Like people online, they can run away from you. But in person, like you know their business address. They can't just like not talk to you. Like there were many times like, yeah, I had 2 to 3 people who stiffed me, like whatever. But then over time, I kept showing up. And they're like, wait a minute, I stiffed you and you still want me to do your haircut? I was like, yeah. And I just kept paying for the haircuts. And then 2 of those 3 finally wind up paying me because they're like, bro, you're just fucking consistent. You're a psychopath. And I was like, that's the goal. That's also like a belief thing. It's like you're breaking their belief system while breaking your own.
Okay. Another thing is I don't just do websites. I do brand identity design, which is logos and like the full package that comes with it. I have offered it free in the past before, and I have done it for some clients, and they have like a whole sign on their shop with my logo and everything. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen any results like come back for that.
Have you asked?
For what?
For results from them, like how it improved it?
I mean, it wasn't a rebrand. A lot of them were just like new brands or companies.
Then there should be some type of like, we have to ask. You gotta ask the client if they got results.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't ask our clients if they don't get results, I can't keep any clients. You know, like we can't just depend on their word too. We have to look at the actual data on what's on the website. Like that's why I liked Wix, because I would let them get the website, but I still got to see the analytics. Like I still owned the login. So like that's what I did. I did Wix with Fiverr, and I was able to see all the traffic and all the bookings so that I could go into the place next week and say, hey, yo, you got 7 bookings last week, like paying for yourself. They can't sit there and bullshit you. I just think that you got to go full grit, and like, because what you've done in the past didn't work. It's not because the product isn't good. It's not because you're not good at your service, because like, it's the sales process and how you went about it. The sales process matters a ton.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Like,
Yeah.
I've been trying to get better at like doing sales and closing deals and kind of like giving more attractive offers. And that's kind of what my struggle's been. They always like look at the price, it's like too expensive, and it's like probably been the cheap price $500 or something, or $1,000 for a service.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna try to compete with like people on Fiverr and Upwork, because that's not what I do. So I could hire someone to do it for me, but at the same time, it's like I'm also very particular about my work.
Yeah.
And I don't want to cheapen myself out because
So like, when they say it's too expensive, how much are you charging for a website?
I usually charge at least $1,000 per website.
Okay.
So, and then even like branding, like I got like sometimes people are like 500 is too much, you know, I like 500 is enough.
Yeah, that might just be too that like we're just talking to the wrong people too who don't need it.
Yeah.
So like $500 for branding is not a lot of money. $1,000 for a website, definitely not a lot, because we have that guy Lurie who bought from our West Palm Beach event. He charges $8,000 for a website, and people spend money on that. I think it's just the way that it's being sold. Also, like when you're doing sales, like are you doing it in person? Are you doing it on Zoom? Like how is that sales process look? Because if you can't show them a visual on the Zoom and you sharing your screen and showing all the stuff and doing like a mock-up, like also, do you send them Loom videos? Like that's what I would do. Like that's the shit I used to do, is I would make a Loom video, go to their website, and then I would email them, be like, yo, check out this video I shot for you. I live right down the street. Hope this helps. And that's all I did. I sent 25, 50 looms a day, and the responses I got were stupid. The reply rates are insane. Because you say that, like, the subject line was literally their business name. I just took it and just slapped it on the subject line, and the email was, hey, I shot this video for you. I live right down the road. Hope this helps. And it was a loom link. And literally, I crushed it with that shit. It was nuts.
I've heard of this technique before. I think I tried it a couple times, but I haven't stayed consistent with it, so maybe I should.
Yeah. So that's the 100 rule. Like, Jason Capital taught me a lot about the 100 rule, which is like, for every 100 things that you do, like, consistency is derived in seeing a result. So like, a lot of us aren't consistent with shit that we do in our business or our lives because we don't see a result so fast. We're just like, oh, we tried it 5 times, didn't work, so I stopped. Yeah, well, you need to do 300. 500. Well, Wojo, that's a lot of work. Well, welcome to the game. Like, shit. So you do 100 of those emails, you're gonna get 25 to 30 replies. 25 to 30 replies, you're gonna book 15 in-person appointments. If you book 15 in-person appointments, you better close 7 or 8. And that's your answer. You're 100 looms away from making the money to quit your job.
I'll go a little bit of a background on me and kind of like what we're doing now. My background was, I was like photographer, videographer, like just kind of like hustling, figuring everything out. Kind of fell into a startup business to where we were funneling people into a Facebook group. We built to around like 50, 30, started at around like 30,000, funneling people built to around 50. But it actually turned into a staffing company because it was a chef-related Facebook group. So we were able to basically go to the Facebook group instead of going to Indeed ads or doing anything like that, saying, hey, we need help in Chicago. We could just post in the Facebook group and be like, hey, who wants to go to Chicago? And like the way a staffing company works is, for like y'all don't know, like we go and we tell, like we were working with like colleges and different like bigger organizations where they say, hey, we need 20 people. We say, great, it's gonna be $30 an hour. We go on our Facebook group, hey, it pays $22 an hour plus like this overtime. So like margins are really good there. Built that up. I actually sold that business May 1st of 2023. And so while I was doing this though, I still had this like photography, social media thing on the side that I was kind of like juggling. Did that for a lot of entrepreneurs and like businesses, mainly here in Jacksonville, like a few national people. But like my background is like, I was like content creation. So like I focused strictly on organic, did not do anything paid ad wise. But I was approached, so sold that May 1st, and then went like 2 months of trying to like figure out like how can I build this into like a full like marketing company. And I was actually approached by a guy that basically built up, he had a marketing company. While building a marketing company, built up a huge SaaS company, sold that off and was like, hey, I want to buy you out of your social media company. You come over, basically work the division for me, and plans to basically sell it again to private equity in like 3 to 4 years. So that's kind of my background. So like I'm pretty set like financially wise, but Lars, who you'll probably talk to in a second, we kind of came together, and this is what I want to do after I sell to private equity, is we started building out, like we're literally like beginning stages of starting to build like a school community. Basically, our kind of avatar is entrepreneur, business owner. They are probably in below that 150K range. But yeah, basically getting them to the point where, okay, how they can actually like use social media to help their businesses and just kind of like give tips. So that's more so my focus in is, okay, this is what I'm planning to do afterwards, after I sell out. We have a lot of faceless pages. Traffic to.
So the first idea that I got is, if you're going to build a school community, it's got to be surrounded around what people want. So like, I say that very vaguely, but like, what do people want organically? They want to go viral, and they want to get more engagement. So you use the group as a way to funnel engagement. Like, let's say someone in the group posts, they all comment on the post and boost the person's post. That's number one. Number two is, okay, well, we're going to give you scripts every week, and we're going to allow you to go viral. 3 is like, you could do group coaching calls every week. Like, it has to be wrapped around how many views they should be able to get by joining the school community. Like, hey, if you join our community, like, we have 3,100 plus people who are gonna comment on your posts, and then like all this other shit that you could deliver, like it's gonna be a lot more valuable for people.
We'll have live coaching. We basically launched this like 2 weeks ago. We have like 140 members that kind of
Are they paying?
We started 130 of them. We basically just did like a pre-sign up, got them in, then we raised it to $10 a month. What I'm questioning is, should we make it free for right now? Because it's not like we could run ads. We can build it to where, okay, it's like a thriving community to where it's not me and Lawrence having to basically like keep the conversations going and keep the value going. Should we leave it free, build it up to 1,000 members, then
I would get it to like 300 to 500 people for free. And then from there, dude, you know what's crazy is that my Facebook groups all have over 500 plus people in them, and I don't even man them anymore because everyone in the chat answers my questions for me. It's like the group just runs on its own. It's my group, but then people will post and then other people comment on it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't have to answer the question.
When it comes to running the ad for the script for it, and this is one thing that I'll show, is like, what should be that call to action of like that hook of saying, look, join this community right now, you're going to...
Okay, I would say, yeah, if you join our school community, you will achieve X result. Or like, if you want X views in 30 days, join our blah, blah, blah thing.
Gotcha.
You just need to go for the results-driven claim.
Yeah.
And then you go through the bonuses. Like, and if you join, everyone in the community is going to comment on your posts. 2 is you get weekly live calls, and 3, we'll send you scripts every week so you can always like have training content to film that we know works. Mm-hmm. Like it's $7 a month or whatever you're going to charge. It's $10 a month.
Is that kind of the price point that you think would be worth it? Should we have?
You got to test it in the beginning.
Okay.
So if you test. Yeah, so if you test for $10 a month and no one's taking it, then you have to do like a $1 trial for 7 days, then they get charged.
Gotcha.
So like you have to test what works.
Gotcha. So in there, do you think we should eventually get to a high ticket selling point?
Yeah, that would be all DFY.
Okay.
So like, and that was gonna be my idea. It's like, dude, we sell this. Like, we have a Facebook group, and then if people want organic, we're just like, hey, we'll get you 1 million views in 90 days, and it's an extra $1,000 a month on their package, and we just edit their reels for them.
Yeah.
And then, dude, people take that shit. It's a good service.
When it comes to like budgeting, like, okay, we got like cash flow, like we can designate money to wherever. You kind of gave like, okay, a full like cycle of a business. Like eventually it is a business. Like right now we have our own thing, but like this is like my 3-year plan. Like when I exit, like this is kind of what I want to take on and like build up. When it comes to like separation and like a budget, like how much should I designate to like running an ad versus to putting things into like PR campaigns, to running email marketing? Like I know that like I just kind of need, okay, like what percentage should I kind of like break down of like focus, and like honestly, like how much like money wise, like percentage wise should I be kind of like focusing?
So the biggest thing I'd say is like, we don't know the numbers yet behind how much it costs to get a customer. So let's say, right, for someone to pay $10, I pay $30 to get a customer, bro, I'll run that shit all day. Yeah. Because that person will stay longer than 3 months if the service in the group is good. So you got to find out, how much am I paying to get a customer? And you literally just then from there, you're like, okay, if we spend $30 to get a customer, how much am I willing to spend per day?
When it comes to that though, is that like, and obviously it's going to be a lot of like testing, but getting started, like do you think we should just go straight ads and then
dude, yeah,
go a little bit of ads as well as go, you know, do some like publishing into like articles?
So okay,
you know, email marketing, like where should I put our focuses on first?
Ads. Dude, ads will solve your problems faster. If you let the market tell you the answer, like dude, press is cool, but like that's once you have a proven offer. No one cares about a publication unless you're actually doing something that builds revenue. Like I didn't start getting press until I actually had revenue coming through the door because people saw my ads. So ads will prove what the market wants. Second thing is like, yeah, dude, build your email list, but like go find an email marketer on Upwork and have them do your emails, or you can do them yourself in the beginning. Like it's not that hard to run an email list. Third is like, you really need to understand that you're running an MRR based offer. You're gonna spend more to get a customer. MRR businesses, like low ticket like that, it's harder to get a customer. Like for me, we charge more per month, so I'm not losing money on the front end. So with that being said, you're gonna spend $30 to get someone to pay 10. You might even spend 50, 60 bucks, it just depends. But you have to sit there and go, okay, well, if I spend 50, 60 bucks, they have to stay for 5 to 6 months. You and him got to get together and say, all right, how do we get people to stay for 6 months? Like what's month 1, what's month 2, like what like value can we give them to stay 6 months? Okay, if you can't do that, then it's not a good community. Then it comes back to product market fit, which means that the product isn't good. Then you have to sit there and go, okay, well, if they stay to month 3 or month 4, how do we upsell them? So, okay, they've been on the live calls. I see this person's been on the live call for X amount of weeks. Let's get them on a sales call. Let's upsell them and send them to the DFY. Because then the more DFYs you sell, that cash pays for all the ad spend. It covers the ad costs where you keep funneling the group and growing the MRR.
When it comes to the upsell, do you have so like, we're gonna be focusing on businesses and like, I'm trying to figure out what is a good upsell for them specifically to help, because a lot of them
DFY. It's always done for you. Always. There's no other upsell on the planet that will do better than a DFY offer. There's no other upsell. There's no course, there's no DIY, it is DFY.
Now, you said yesterday about it, like we need to focus on turning it into a business. Do you think this is a like viable business to build?
It's only a business if you own the data. So like that's my only issue with school is that you don't own anything. Like what if school gets sold tomorrow? You don't have a business anymore. You have to you need to make sure that they pay for the subscription through Stripe, not through school. Do not do not do that, okay? They pay for it on the funnel, and then you add them in and you hire an admin to add their email in. Because as soon as you let school take the data, you don't have a business anymore, you just have a side hustle. Okay, that's the first thing, okay? And some people still don't listen to me, but okay. 2 is if you're gonna run a school community and you want it to be a real business, you have your email list. Because you're running through a funnel, you now own the second piece of data, which is the database. The third is if you have a DFY service that you own, then it's a business. But if you only run school and make $10 a month, it's not a business, it's just a fucking project. So that's the thing, like you can't just go sell school communities. No one's gonna buy that. I'm not buying a school community. So like people who actually wanna like exit out of businesses, they wanna see everything in and out. Data, what they own, what you don't own, what are the risks, what are the pros and all that shit. So also if you don't have it, your EBITDA is lower. So like, that's another thing. The other thing too is like, I would have them in 2 groups. Like, what do you own? Like, I would, if you're gonna create this as your own business, like, dude, I would make like my own fucking chat app and own it. Like, have them in school. Like, dude, school's fine, but make sure that you have a backup app that they also join.
Just like have them in like a Discord group or something like that.
No, you don't own that either. Like, I would make my own chat app. Like, I would go pay a developer on Fiverr a couple grand and make my own chat app and call my own thing. So that people download my app, leave a good review, it bumps up the ratings, drives organic traffic, and I get them on that app too. Like, dude, I get worried sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the only thing with having a marketing agency is that like we have their cell phone numbers and stuff, so I'm not worried, but like, dude, we are dependent on Slack. Like, what if Slack went down tomorrow? I mean, we wouldn't lose our clients. Like, no, that's bold, because we own the database. But like with people that are joining a group, not everybody's gonna give you their phone numbers for $10 a month. Our clients have to, because they're paying thousands of dollars a month. So that low-hanging fruit is like not really low-hanging fruit anymore. It's actually like a liability to you. Is that if they are paying $10 a month, they don't want to give you their phone number because they don't want to get a bunch of promos and shit. But if they're paying $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, they have to give you the phone number. So that's why I'm not worried about that. Does that make sense?
No, that makes perfect sense. I think where again, this is like you want to talk about like this is like testing phase to testing phase.
Mm-hmm.
I think where we're both figuring out is okay, like, is it worth the opportunity cost versus chasing something else?
I mean, you have to let the market tell you though. Like, this is all about letting the market decide for you what works and what doesn't. Like, if I were you, if I'm thinking of starting a group, like, dude, for things that like we do, bro, I'm always testing stuff. Like, yeah, dude, I have a good amount of cash and I can do these things, but like, it's something where you have to let the market tell you. Like, what if I run the paid live workshop and it doesn't sell tickets and I like okay, cool, like, fine, I waste 20 grand to learn, like, fuck it. Okay, cool, let's go to the next thing. All right, what is better? Finding a funnel and hiring a call, like getting a call center to sell tickets. Okay, let's try that. Like, you're gonna figure out what works if you just spend the money to figure it out. So what I would do is I would run 2 funnels. I would run an A/B split test. One goes straight to $10 a month and one does a $1 trial, and you just let that shit run. And you let the market dictate what works and what doesn't. And that's what I would do. That's the easiest way to find out your answer. Then what you do is you put calendars on the thank you pages. Like $10 a month, okay, they go to a calendar page. Are they good book calls? Can I sell them DFY DFY. The $1 trials, we get them on a book call. Are they a pain in the ass? All right, cool. So, because then you'll know, like, one of them builds DFY, one of them builds MRR. And now you can sit there and go, all right, cool, well, this funnel, we spend $50 to get a customer for $10, but these people stay. And they book calls for DFY. The $1 trial, I spend $17 to get a customer, but they're all broke ass people, but at least they give me $10 in 7 days. So just let the shit run. So that's what you have to figure out. Like, it's all numbers.
The social media thing is just like 9-day test for us because we have this big audience and things. So my main thing is in investing Discord group. So I launched it in July. It's did pretty well. I'm like super nervous right now.
It's all good, bro.
I was telling him I film content, like I've been posting twice a day for like on all the platforms for like, months, years. But then because I'm like introvert at heart.
Bro, I was introverted so hard. Did you ever go to college?
Yeah, but dude, high school, if a girl would talk to me, I'm like, get away.
Damn, bro. See, that's the thing that made me not be introverted anymore. I mean, do you like go out? Do you do anything like that?
Oh yeah, like I go out and stuff. It's weird. It's like I film content every day,
Oh, dude, I was the same way. And then I had to force myself to like cold approach women at bars, and then I got unintroverted. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's tough, dude.
You guys see it shaking here, just feel it. So yeah, I launched in July. I've been options trading for 5 years, and then I launched it because like there's so many groups out there that just trash, honestly.
Yeah.
They don't really know what they're doing. But I've never really run paid ads because for me it was all like organic. Like I basically like built it up to around 9,700 a month since July.
That's good, bro. Congrats. That's dope.
Yeah, thanks. But it hits like a certain ceiling where you're like, okay, well I can only get so much from organic. Because, like,
How much is it a month?
It's $100 a month. So there's tiers.
Okay.
There's $100 and there's $200.
So
Accelerator, but
I run a trading group for, I can't say his name, but I run a trading group, and we run a YouTube ad to it's a 14-day free trial. So we do a 14-day free trial for, it's $14.99, and then after the 14 days, they pay $97 a month. And it's all strictly YouTube ads. And it works very well, by the way. So like, if you're looking for offers to run through paid, like that's gonna be your best option, but you have to have like a back-end high ticket, and you probably don't have a back-end high ticket. So like when you're running ads, and that's why I talk about it exposing the back end, because if you just run paid ads, you can't profit just only on the front end. So you have to have that back end high ticket that's like, hey, yeah, you could pay $300 a month, but like I also have this $5,000 thing that you can partake in. And there's a lot of traders that I know that to their email list, they push a lot of like live workshops. Like they'll do something like this with 20 traders at $5K a pop. And they actually do in-person trading. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hey, trade with me for a week and you'll make your money back. Like 5K, you'll make your money back or whatever the price point you want to make. And like that's their offers that they do in person, and dude, they fucking crush it with that offer. It's very good.
Yeah, I don't have a funnel. I do, but it's not like actually the click funnel. So my funnel now is, hey, I have a free, basically school community that's a course. They get a free options trading course because like for my niche, there's immediately that wall that goes up of people being like, oh, sure, you make a lot of money trading. Like, you know what I mean? Finances, that's just suckers.
Yeah, it's a tough niche. Yeah.
Yeah, they go to the free school community, so there's like 987 people in there right now, and then basically
987?
Yeah.
Damn, you should be fucking calling every one of those guys.
Oh, that's what we started to do. Is
Yeah.
I have like somebody that does that for me, but I did want to ask you about, because I used to do them a lot. I used to do kind of high ticket, but I realized like it wasn't my thing. But I used to run Instagram DM ads. And then there would be a setter in there, like a setter that would basically like qualify and book them. And then I was helping the calls and, close them. Have you had any like, I'm sure you ran Instagram DM ads before.
I mean, I do all the day. You know who Jay Pell is? I run all of his DM ads.
Okay.
So I run all of his DM ads and we run them to a setter, and it does very well. I get about maybe like $4 a message. So like he's scaling, but he's doing that for the bot. The bot is $2,600. No, it's $2,500 one time, and then $399 a month.
Is it like a trading bot?
Yeah, it's a trading bot. Yeah, If he has a group though that is, it's like $197 a month, and that group we run DMs to as well, but like we break even on the first month, which is still fine, dude. Like fuck, like they're gonna stay.
Yeah.
You know.
That's for us. Is like once we get them in there, our churn is too low.
Dude, then you should be doing whatever like I would be running Instagram DM ads to someone, like taking the DM, and then from the DM, dude, you got to use ManyChat.
I've been using it.
Okay, but you got to pull the email from ManyChat. So like in ManyChat, you can ask them a question like, hey, just in case I lose you due to the high influx of DMs, what's a good email to send you some info? And they drop their email in the Instagram chat, and it pulls it, ManyChat, and then it drops it into your email service provider. So you're building your email list. Like, dude, Jay's email list is growing every single like fucking hour. It's nuts, because all the DMs, we spend like $1,000 a day on DMs, so you get 250 DMs a day, and 175 of them give their email. So bro, he's growing his list massively. So like, yeah, bro, I would definitely be doing that instead. Or the other test you got to make that we can't do for Jay right now because we're hiring some setters, but like we're gonna do another test which is like, hey, just in case I lose you, what's a good phone number to call you? Then we're gonna have setters sit there and then call from GHL.
For low ticket, do you think it's worth the?
Bro, we do it for e-com stores. We're about to do it for the damn tickets. Like, okay, so here's the thing. In the whole entire marketing space, we've been told that only take phone calls for high ticket. It's because you just want to do it because you know that it's a layup. But selling low ticket on the phone means you have to have good sales processes, and that's hard to build. That's why people in the space don't talk about it. But dude, look at all the biggest people in the space. They all sell low ticket on the phone. Like Grant Cardone does that shit. They sell $497 tickets, $197 tickets on the phone or a live webinar. They're still doing things like that. The phone is what ascends them to buy more expensive shit. And plus, dude, DM ads get you a bigger following. Just so we're all in this context, like DMs won't solve your business, but like if you're trying to grow a big following and you already have a lot of money coming in organically and you want to get more followers too, like running DM ads, Instagram likes you more because you keep them on the platform. So your ad cost actually drops a little bit, but quality's lower. But you're getting a shit ton of followers. Like DM ads, I think Jay gets like 1,500 followers a day from that crap. It's nuts. And they're all people who like trading. So now when he goes on his story and does a CTA, like, hey, I'm looking for X amount of people who want to trade with me, who want to trade with me for an entire week straight in person, DM me. And it goes to close friends, dude. He has this whole strat where we put the people who follow him on his close friends list. And then he posts. Dude, dude, yeah. And then he does live workshops like this, and he'll charge $8,000 for the week, and you just come for 5 days.
And that covers, yeah.
That covered, dude, yeah, he'll get 20 people at 8, and then, dude, it's like 160 something, and then he'll like, dude, it fucking does really well. But he does it to the close friends list.
What should that cold DM ad generally like say? Is it
It's literally just a black box with text. It's just literally just white text on it. Like, we learned all this from Jason Capital. He taught us all the DM shit. It literally just says, it's just a black box with white text that says, looking for 8 aspiring traders who want to make an extra 5 to 7K per month trading options. DM me the word trade now. You could trade with me in person for 5 days straight in New York City. DM me now, and that's it.
So should it funnel to his high ticket, or should it?
Yeah. Well, that would, okay, so you could do both. You do one that's like, hey, I just opened up a new case study group and I'm looking for 12 new traders who want to trade with me every morning live on Zoom. DM me the word live and I'll send you all the details, and then they DM you live and then you fucking close them, and then once they buy your 197, you add their username to close friends list, and then you sell them the high ticket shit on close friends. I used to do it, but I got fucking, my Instagram DMs got shut down for like 300 days.
Okay, so that's my Instagram DM, like they're shut down. Like I can't do it.
Yeah, dude, I got fucking disabled because I was sending payment links. We were getting so many people who wanted to buy our stuff that I was sending out payment links. I used to close so many deals through DM. They would get so pissed because I would close people before they hopped on the phone with them. They used to get so mad. And I was sending all the pay funnels links. You can't do that. You gotta send them to an actual domain. I didn't know that shit. So I had to go make an order form with a domain, and then I sent the link there, but I fucked up, so it's my mistake. But hopefully you guys can learn from that mistake. Like, don't just like take a Stripe link or a short hyperlink and drop that in your DMs, because Instagram hates it, because it's like this shorter link that they don't trust. Even though it's a legit link, but like they just don't trust it. They think you're trying to fish.
I mean, the biggest thing for us right now is just like legitimacy, because it is another trade we were about to take. So I just hired a guy from Merrill Lynch. Again, he's got 25 years of experience. So that'll help us. And he's licensed to be a financial advisor.
Yeah, you want to get a lawyer too, man.
Yeah.
You get a lawyer.
Well, when I started it with a friend, I basically had just recently like kind of like kicked him out of voice ones that we started just for wasn't here. He said he was and all that, but it's just a cool mess. And that was kind of like a wake up call because we basically just launched it and like send it, you know.
Yeah.
With the following that I had, I was like, I'm just gonna fucking promote the shit out of it, and it got it to where it is now. But like I said, there's that ceiling.
Yeah, and then also on top of what you do with Instagram DM ads, you gotta understand too that a lot of your traffic, like everybody is like low-key sleeping on YouTube, and I just don't understand why, but like you need to start posting long-form videos on YouTube. You'd be stunned at the quality of clients. Like we're doing that with Jay, so we edit all of his YouTube long-form, and they just go, dude, the people who buy from YouTube are stupid higher lifetime value. It's so ridiculously higher.
How does the amount of views you get matter at investigation?
Honestly, it's not really about the views. Like, I don't get that many views. I have 8,900 subs, which is not a lot, but like the views that I get from there, some people who come to our events, like they'll buy stuff from my stuff on YouTube and they are very high ticket buyers. Like there were two ladies in the middle there and they paid in full yesterday, and she was telling me how like she saw my YouTube stuff. Like all the people who find me on YouTube, that guy, the other guy who paid yesterday, he paid it in full. His partner knew who I was because he followed me on YouTube. YouTube people just spend the most money with the least amount of effort. Like it's proof in the pudding. Like if they both bring that up and I'm not posting on YouTube every day, then I like am completely neglecting the fact. Like we've seen that at most of the events. Hema, who was from Austin, she walks in the room. Literally, this was how quick it was. We were in Austin, Texas for an event, and this was last year. And this girl, Hema, just walks in the room, doesn't even talk to anybody. And she's like, where do I pay? And I'm like, what the fuck? And she paid for scaling in full. She spent 17 grand in full. And she was like, yep, I'm good. And I was like, what was it? She's like, that YouTube video that you posted about the hair growth oil brand that you grew. I was like, sick. One video, like YouTube crushes. Make sure you're allocating, like everybody's so focused, and here's the problem, and this is the honest truth. Everybody's so focused on Instagram and TikTok because it's short form, which means that it's less work. But for us to film an 8 to 12 minute video requires work, and we're lazy, so we don't want to do it. Do YouTube. If you don't take YouTube seriously, you're gonna get more dug on the feed. Also, if you look on Google search, my YouTube channel indexes further than Instagram and Facebook. YouTube indexes on a higher Google ranking. So if you're not posting on YouTube, basically you're saying no to free money. Stupid money.
Well, we kind of already partnered with them. So Public is like it's a brokerage firm. If you guys have ever heard of it, it's like on the App Store and everything. They launched it 2019, I think. So it's like a really good app, all this stuff. So they basically reached out like last week and like, we love Investing Lab. We would like to partner, you know, put me off in a call book. So that is going to help because it just adds to the like legitimacy of the group. Do you think I should try and get like, just play the numbers game of like, okay, it's $100 a month, but they will stay for.
You have to look at how long they've stayed though. Like you have to have numbers to dictate the result. Like, dude, like I always say this, but sometimes people take it the wrong way because I'm not in their shoes, but like, bro, I would spend every penny you got and run fucking ads and get as many people in the group as possible. Because if you're that confident in the product, then you'll spend money on ads. That's the thing too, like, regardless of what your numbers say, your numbers will dictate how much you spend. And how much you spend is how much you make. And how much you make predicates and exposes if the product's good or not. Like, that's the whole cycle. So like, you know, over the last 2 years, we've increased our retention by probably like 20 to 25%. Which if you don't know, like that's a lot of money to us to increase our retention that much. That's easily an extra 200 grand a month. So for me to be able to do that was building better, you know, leadership, systems, teams, overall product knowledge, right? I look at the numbers and now what can I say? If I'm getting higher retention, split it in half, I can spend an extra 12% to get a customer, and I'm okay spending extra 12%. You just gotta look at your numbers, dude. If you're like, what's your churn?
Churn's like, it varies per month, but it's usually like 8 to 11%.
Bro, that's like the low, okay, go run ads. Dude, 8 to 11%, that is the lowest that I've seen across some of my clients.
From being in his trade, I don't know how to trade at all. I literally just listen to what they tell me what to do, and I like double my account of being in the little community for like 5 minutes a day.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I've only been like, so I dropped out 2023.
It's only $100 a month?
Yeah.
Bro, I'll fucking join the damn group. Like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Well, I'm like new to the whole like, somewhat new to the whole like entrepreneurship. I was doing business in school, but it was bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I want you guys to understand the decision that I'm looking at that. Because, like, are you doing it on Robinhood by any chance?
So we can't tell them, like, hey, use this.
What do you use, TD? Sink or swim?
it really just varies. I use Webull, and I also have a
Okay.
Robinhood account because if people have questions, because majority of our group is starting on Robinhood.
Would you trust somebody logging into your Webull account and trading for you?
Me?
Yeah.
Personally, no. Like myself, no. I know other people, I mean, I've been asked hundreds of times to do that.
Okay.
But
Because, dude, the way I'm looking at it is like I'll pay the $100 a month and I'll just find somebody for $2,000 a month and just have them like listen to what the fuck you say and just trade for me. That's what I would do. But like, dude, like that's the way I look at decisions. By the way, like I would never pay $100 for something and do it myself. You got to look at like time versus reward and reward versus time. Like that's just like a huge trade. If you're getting 8 to 11% churn, bro, I mean, Jesus, that's not like go run ads.
for high ticket, what would you, is that, like, I have a mentorship, but that, like,
How many people are in the group right now? 97 people then?
no, there's 102, I think.
Okay, so here's the thing that I would do. If you have 102 people paying $100 a month, I would just message all 100 people, like dead ass right now. I would just message all 100 people and I would just send them a simple message. Hey, would you be interested in trading with me every single day for 5 straight days so that you can make more money? Okay, you're down? Okay, it's X amount of money. And I'm just doing this for 4 people and that's it.
Yeah. And that would be like the $2,000 from every, that
I mean, yeah, I would do $2,000 for like 4 people for $2,000 and you can make $8,000 real quick.
Yeah, well, the mentorship I kind of stayed away from because, like, if I announce it, it's like an immediate people buy. It's just there's so much rapport built.
Okay, but why is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I just stayed away because it's stretching my time. Because it, you know, like you can.
I mean, it's only 1 hour a day. If it doubled your income, would you take 1 hour a day?
Yeah, the way I was doing it is like one to 2 hour call per week per, like, mentoree.
Yeah, I mean, I would just systemize it and do a smaller group so it's still intimate. Dude, I had to learn that the hard way too. Like when you do 1 to 2 hour calls, you're giving people too much accessibility to you.
Yeah.
So then it opens up the door to all the other bullshit.
And then they're texting.
Yeah, bro, you gotta do group. You gotta put 4 of them in a small group and you charge them $2,000 each for a week. They'll pay it. If you know the people in the group who are making money, they'll pay the $2,000. And dude, what's the worst that can happen? They say no and they keep paying $97 a month. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter. And that's why running ads is so important because, okay, yeah, let's say, right, you ask 5 people and two of them say no and they wind up dropping off. It doesn't matter because your ads are running. You just replace the 2 idiots that didn't like it being sold to. That's the way I look at it.